Hi, welcome to this week's PB&J tutorial. We will be colouring with pencils on acetate, black card and white card. Using Penny Black Splendor and StazOn opaque cotton white ink, I'm going to stamp the image onto the acetate. Before you stamp your project, I always re-ink the pad. This way I get a nice crisp white finish. Once this is dry, I'm then going to take my Prismacolor pencils. I've chosen some rainbow colours and 2 shades of brown. First of all, I'm going to take the lighter shade of brown and colour in the trunk and the branches. Once I have completed this, I will then go back over with the darker shade of brown and add some shadow to the trunk. Next I will colour in the leaves, going through the colours of the rainbow from violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. I have actually changed the colour of the green that I have used in the final card to that shown on the video. That is because I felt that the green was too similar to the yellow that I used. I will give a full list of all colours used in my blog. You can see the colours show up better here behind the white card. Once I have finished colouring in the tree, I'm going to use Zest It blending oil to go over the image with a paper stump to get rid of any hard pencil lines. This will soften the whole image, as you can see here. Next, I will stamp my sentiment using StazOn cotton white ink. I've taken a piece of Blue Lagoon cardstock and some borders from Spellbinders and have cut out the card blank and also a separate piece of border. I then adhere this to the acetate. I've used this Plus Roll glue roller. It's very thin and is great for getting into tight areas. I'm lining it up along the outside edge of the acetate just to finish off the card. Next, I take some white chalk ink and stamp the tree again onto black card this time. Again, when dry, I use exactly the same process and colour in all the leaves and branches, as you can see here. On this one, I decided not to use blending solution, but to add Stardust Stickles to the petals, to add a bit of a glimmer. And then to give the trunk a bit of definition, I've applied some glossy accents. I've then cut this out using Spellbinder's nesting squares and created a frame out of white card using the Fleur-de-Lis nesting square set. I've taken some card from the Purple Mountain card set and I have stamped this with Scrolling Along and a mauve soft shadow ink. I then layer up the image distress the edges of my frame, again using the shadow ink. Added dimensional foam pads to the frame and then mounted onto the card blank. For my final card, I've used Cool Perry and Dirondack ink. I've stamped my tree onto the white cardstock. Again coloured it with pencils. I cut out the shape of the tree and the background cardstock using wonky rectangles from Spellbinders. I'm then adding some rainbow colours with markers into each of the four corners. Then stamped delicate pattern using Memento Grape Jelly ink onto the background Purple Mountain cardstock. I've then taken a piercing bug and run round the edge of the card so that I could stitch evenly by hand all the way around the edges. I'm then going to mount the tree on top of this at a 95-degree angle. That completes the third card. Here you can see all three cards. And here is a list of all the materials that have been used for these projects. For further information, please do not hesitate to visit the Penny Black blog at www.pennyblackink.wordpress.com.